Ever looked up at the night sky and wondered about that faint red dot? That's Mars, our celestial neighbor. But have you ever thought about what's actually around Mars? It's not just an empty void. In fact, the space around the red planet is a bustling hub of activity, both natural and man-made. Let's take a journey and explore the fascinating neighborhood of Mars. First up, let's talk about its natural companions, the moons of Mars. Unlike Earth's single, large moon, Mars has two tiny potato-shaped moons named Phobos and Deimos. These aren't your typical, majestic, spherical moons. They're small, lumpy, and look more like captured asteroids than anything else. And that's exactly what many scientists think they are. They were likely just space rocks passing by that got snagged by Mars' gravity billions of years ago. Phobos, the larger of the two, is about 22 kilometers across and orbits incredibly close to Mars. It's so close, in fact, that it whips around the planet 3 times a day. If you were standing on Mars, you'd see Phobos rise in the west and set in the east, which is the opposite of how our moon behaves. But Phobos's days are numbered. Its orbit is slowly decaying, meaning it's getting closer and closer to Mars. Scientists predict that in about 50 million years, it will either crash into the planet or be torn apart by Mars's gravity, forming a dusty ring. Imagine Mars with rings like Saturn. Then there's Deimos, the smaller and more distant moon. It's only about 12 kilometers in diameter and takes over 30 hours to complete one orbit. From the surface of Mars, Deimos would look less like a moon and more like a very bright star, similar to how we see Venus from Earth. Its orbit is much more stable than Phobos's, so it's not going anywhere anytime soon. These two little moons are a constant silent presence, circling their red master. But the natural satellites are just the beginning. The space around Mars is also a graveyard, a museum, and a busy highway for human technology. Orbiting Mars right now is a fleet of robotic spacecraft, an international collaboration of science and exploration. These are our eyes and ears, sending back incredible data and stunning images that have completely changed our understanding of the planet. Let's start with NASA's contributions. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, or MRO, has been circling Mars since 2006. It's equipped with one of the most powerful cameras ever sent to another planet, called HiRIC. It can see objects on the surface as small as a dinner table. Thanks to MRO, we've mapped vast areas of Mars in stunning detail, discovered evidence of flowing water, and helped choose landing sites for rovers like Curiosity and Perseverance. Then there's the Mars Odyssey orbiter, the longest-serving spacecraft at Mars, which arrived way back in 2001. Odyssey's main job is to map the chemical composition of the surface. It famously discovered huge deposits of water ice buried just beneath the Martian soil in the polar regions. This was a game-changing discovery, as water is a key resource for future human missions. Odyssey also acts as a vital communication relay, helping rovers on the surface send their data back to Earth. And we can't forget MAVEN, the Mars Atmosphere and Volatile Evolution mission. MAVEN's job isn't to look at the surface, but to study the thin Martian atmosphere. It's trying to solve a huge mystery. What happened to Mars's ancient atmosphere? Evidence suggests Mars was once warmer and wetter, with a thick atmosphere that could have supported liquid water on its surface. But MAVEN is investigating how the solar wind stripped away that atmosphere over billions of years, turning a potentially habitable world into the cold, dry desert we see today. But it's not just NASA. The European Space Agency, ESA, has a major presence with its Trace Gas Orbiter, part of the ExoMars program. This spacecraft is sniffing the Martian air for tiny amounts of gases like methane on Earth. Most methane is produced by living organisms, so finding it on Mars is incredibly exciting. While it could also be produced by geological processes, the mere possibility of a biological source keeps scientists on the edge of their seats. The Trace Gas Orbiter is mapping methane concentrations to try and pinpoint its origin, and the global community is growing. China's Tianwen-1 mission successfully entered Mars orbit in 2021, deploying both an orbiter and a lander with the Zhurong rover. The orbiter is studying the planet from above, creating its own detailed maps and analyzing the Martian environment. The United Arab Emirates also made history with its HOPE orbiter, the first interplanetary mission from the Arab world. The HOPE probe is providing the first complete picture of the Martian atmosphere and its layers, studying its daily and seasonal changes. India's Mongolian mission, or the Mars Orbiter mission, also successfully orbited the planet from 2014 to 2022, proving that ambitious deep space missions can be achieved with incredible efficiency. So, you have this international fleet of active robots, all working together, sometimes even collaborating to unlock the secrets of Mars. They are the sentinels of the red planet, constantly watching, measuring, and communicating. But what about the things that are no longer working? The space around Mars is also home to a collection of silent, defunct spacecraft. These are the pioneers and the failed attempts, each with its own story. Think of them as historical artifacts in a celestial museum. Spacecraft, like NASA's Mariner 9, the first craft to orbit another planet back in 1971, are still there after its mission ended. It was left in orbit and is expected to remain there for decades before its orbit decays and it burns up in the Martian atmosphere. There are also the failed missions, reminders that space exploration is incredibly difficult. Russia's Phobos grunt mission, which was meant to return a sample from Mars's moon Phobos, failed to leave Earth orbit. But other missions failed upon arrival, like NASA's Mars Observer, which went silent just before entering orbit. These silent relics are a testament to the risks and challenges of interplanetary travel. They are part of the story of our journey to Mars, representing the lessons learned and the boundaries pushed. Beyond the moons and the machines, there's the Martian environment itself. The space around Mars is not empty. It's filled with the solar wind, a constant stream of charged particles flowing from the Sun. Unlike Earth, which has a strong global magnetic field to protect us, Mars lost its magnetic field billions of years ago. This means the solar wind slams directly into its upper atmosphere, stripping it away into space. This is the process that Maven is studying up close. This interaction creates some interesting phenomena. While Mars doesn't have beautiful, planet-wide auroras like Earth's northern and southern lights, it does have localized patches of magnetism in its crust. When the solar wind hits these patches, it can create small, scattered auroras. These aren't visible to the naked eye, but spacecraft have detected their ultraviolet glow. It's a ghostly light show happening in the thin Martian air. And of course, there's dust. Mars is a dusty planet, and this dust doesn't just stay on the ground. Giant dust storms can kick dust high up into the atmosphere, sometimes even encircling the entire planet for weeks. This atmospheric dust can affect the temperature, block sunlight from reaching the surface, and pose a major challenge for solar-powered rovers and future astronauts. Some of this dust even escapes into the space immediately surrounding the planet. So, when you picture Mars, don't just see a lonely red sphere. Picture its two tiny captured moons, Phobos and Deimos, making their frantic and lazy orbits. Picture the fleet of sophisticated orbiters from nations across the globe, our robotic explorers working day and night. Picture the silent ghosts of missions past, a testament to our ambition and perseverance. And picture the invisible forces at play there, solar wind stripping away the atmosphere and the faint glow of localized auroras. The space around Mars is a dynamic and complex place, a frontier of science and a stepping stone to the future. It's where we're learning about the past of a planet that might have been like Earth, and where we're repaving the way for the day when humans finally join the rovers on the surface. It's a story of natural wonders, incredible technology, and the relentless human drive to explore. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this cosmic journey interesting, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more space explorations and share your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.